Okay, guys, my video got cut off because in this document camera, this camera I'm using, it only gives me 15-minute windows. So here is our lesson on how to do a metric conversion. So I was ending, my other video ended. So I'm trying to explain that giga and mega and kilo are all bigger than the base unit. A base unit is like the unit like meter, is like meter or gram. These are the main unit that you're talking about, whether you're really big, like a gigameter or a gigagram or a kilometer or a kilogram. These are the base unit, and this is actually going to be 10 to the 0. They have basically 10 to the 0 is the same as saying the number 1. Okay, so basically when you have 1 meter, you have actually 10 to the 0 meters is the same as saying that. 10 to the 0 is the same as 1 meter. So that's what this is on our like little visual number line. Okay, so this is our base unit. A lot of times it's called B for base. And you might have remembered the phrase you learned in elementary. I don't know if your previous teachers told you this, but you have K, H, D, B, D, C, M. And they would always say King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And I don't know if they've ever used that. I know my teacher did back in the day. But we're going to use many more units in the beginning, really large to really small. And obviously, you're going to have this resource in front of you when you do your quizzes. Since we're all at home, I can't control what you're going to put away. So this is going to be a resource right now while you're testing this unit. But later in the year, we'll be doing a lot with kilo and nano and pico. You're going to have to learn it at the point that we go back to the classroom. I will give you fair warning and whatnot. But right now, you're going to use this as a resource. You don't have to memorize at the moment the scale. Okay? So right now, the gigameter is quite large, and we're going to go to smaller, which is less than 1, is the decimeter, the centimeter, the millimeter. These guys are all one place apart. From the base down to milli, they're one place apart. And then we go 2 places more to the 10 to the minus 6 for micro. Micro has a really weird letter. It's an actual Greek letter like this. And it also can be like MC. If you look at the actual vitamin bottles at home, check out your vitamin bottle. You actually will see MCG for the microgram amounts on your vitamin bottle. I don't know if your parents take vitamins or if you do. I would check that out. I'll have to show you that example sometime, maybe during a live session. But you can use micro as this really funky mu symbol, okay? We also can go smaller to the nano. Nano like the size of DNA, large molecules. Pico is like the size of atoms, okay? So what we're doing when we convert is that we have a 10 to the 9th. We're going to go down 10 to the 6th. Then we go down 10 to the 3. These guys are all 3 places apart in terms of power. There are 3 places apart. From the mega down to the kilo, you're going to go 3 places. See how I move the dial here? Let me get my tissue here. See how I've gone 3 places here. And so you're going to go 3 places. Here's a power of 10, another power, another power. I just went 3 places. 1, 2, 3 places. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 3 places apart. And then this is going to be 3 places apart to the base unit. Okay, now these 3 are actually 1 place apart. 1 place, then 3 places, 3 places, and 3 places. These are all 3, 3, and 3. Okay, so we're going to use those powers of 10 to help you change how to move the decimal point. So this is 10 to the 0, 10 to the minus 1, 10 to the minus 2 for centi, 10 to the minus 3 for milli, 10 to the minus 6 for micro. Then we're going to go 10 to the minus 9, and that helps you because it's nano. It's the only one with the N. So nano is 9, minus 9. Pico is minus 12. Okay? So what we're doing, is that whenever you go to a smaller unit, you're going to get bigger and bigger numbers because it takes a lot of a small unit to equal one of a large unit, okay? So what we're going to do is I have a set of slides in the folder, and I have another teaching video also than what I'm doing here. So please see those videos too if my presentation isn't clear enough, okay? But what we're going to do is you have 16.7 centimeters, and we're going to a decimeter. And what you're looking for is centi and deci is just one power place apart. You're just going to go one place apart, like one place on the number line. But see, deci is bigger. It's a bigger unit, so the number will get smaller. Number will get smaller. You're going to go the opposite way. When the unit you're going to is getting bigger, the number has to get smaller, okay? So what that means is if you have 16.7 centimeters, you're going to have a smaller number to go deci, and you're only going to go one place smaller to the left. So when you have a bigger unit, your number is going to get smaller, and you're going to go, the decimal point's going to go to the left. And so your answer is 1.67 decimeters. Okay, so I went one decimal place over because there's one place between centi and deci. So I'm going to go one place smaller, or one place smaller on the decimal point to make it 1.67 decimeters. Okay, so you have 16 centimeters. It's about this long where my hands are at. You have this long here, but you're going to make it 1.67 because a decimeter is always 10. There are 10 centimeters in a decimeter. So that's why your number is over a little bit over 1. Okay, if we do another example here, we're going to go 84 centimeters to kilometer. And kilometer is bigger. Okay, since the unit is getting bigger, then my number is going to get smaller. My number is going to get smaller. Okay, now you have to figure out how many places apart. So we're going to do centi, which is 10 to the minus 2, and kilo is 10 to the third. Okay, and you're going to be using a couple different things you could use. You could count the powers of 10, the actual spaces. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. There are 5 places apart. Also, you could look at 10 to the third and 10 to the minus 2 and subtract the powers. If you subtract the powers, you could take 3 minus 2, and that equals 5 because you change the signs and it becomes 5. So there's 5 places apart. And so you can do the number line and count the number line, 5 places, or you could change and subtract the exponents. You're going to subtract the exponents, okay? So now that we know it's 5 places apart, you're going to use 84 as the number with the decimal point, and you're going to make the kilometer number is going to be smaller. So we're going to move it over 5 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you went 2 places in front of the 84, then 3 more, so you put zeros in and a decimal in front, and you're going to have a tiny, tiny number of kilometers because kilometers is a bigger unit. Bigger units have smaller numbers. Bigger units have smaller numbers, okay? So let's go ahead and do number 4 here, okay? Just because it's right here and I want to get through it before my time runs out, okay? Is that we have 4.75 liter, and liter is a base unit. Liter is a base unit, okay? Liter is a base unit. So you're going to be right here, and you're going to the micro. That's that funky U symbol, and that's micro. So that's 10 to the 6th minus 6. This is 10 to the minus 6. The base unit is 10 to the 0. You could put the powers in here. you can move the decimal point. You can move the decimal, counting the boxes, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to see 6 places, but it could also be easy just to take 0 minus 6, and you're going to get 6 places. So you can just subtract the exponents, the larger exponent minus the smaller exponent, and you're going to get 6 places. That means that you're going to take the 4.75 and move it 6 places to the right, because now this guy is a smaller unit, and smaller units have to become bigger number. Okay? So when you are a smaller unit, you have to become a bigger number. So you're going to move it to the right. You're going to move it to the right. Okay? So you're going to move the decimal over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to have a 0 here, a 0 here, a 0 here, and 0 here. And your answer is going to be not 4.75, it's going to be 475,000,000. It's going to be 4.75 million, or 4,755,000 microliters. Okay, so when you go to a smaller unit, your number gets bigger, and then when you go to a bigger unit, your number gets smaller. And since this is 10 to the minus 2, 10 to the minus 1, you're going to be going and doing the bigger minus 1 minus 2. That's 1 place. 1 place, and you move the decimal point over 16.7, moving it over 1 place, and you're going to get the answer of 16.7, move it over 1 place over, you're going to get 1.67 like I showed you earlier. Okay, a bigger unit has a smaller number. See how the 1.67 is smaller than 16? You're going to have a bigger unit with a smaller number. Okay, when you have a smaller unit, you're going to get a bigger number. Okay, now if you want to watch my other videos, there's another teaching video in that folder, and you find that mine wasn't very clear enough, feel free to watch the other video. He goes a little bit slower, and it could be helpful to watch another teacher's version. Okay, so try that out and work on the 2 homeworks. The homeworks are homework number 1. It's linked along with homework number 2, and I will post these answers probably by Tuesday morning, more likely, maybe sometime Monday night. Okay, so try this out, and please let me know if you need any help.